Hey, what's up guys? This is Juan Pablo from 100% Finance at 100%finance.com. Just checking in with you beautiful people on this great day. Just wanted to answer some questions about how to turn credit cards into cash. How to convert business credit cards, or any credit card for that matter, into cash in your account by avoiding high fees, okay, like cash advances, things like that. So I'm just going to give you a quick run through of basically 5 of the 10 ways that I'm aware of. If you'd like to know more, I actually have a report on the website 100%finance.com that basically outlines the whole process, 10 different methods of converting any credit card to cash while avoiding high fees for the low price of, I think it's $2.99, $2.99. It's less than a coffee at Starbucks, right? For the special low price. It might change in the future, but as of today, it's $2.99. So make sure you go ahead and get that so you know all 10 different methods. Because it's not about one way to do 10 deals. It's all about 10 different ways to do one deal, right? Just to have as many tools in your tool belt, as many tools at your disposal in your arsenal as possible. Okay, so let's get into it. How to convert any credit card to cash in your account by minimizing your fees on cash advances and things like that, avoiding high fees. Number 1 is open up a certain bank account. If you go to the report that I mentioned on the website, there's several bank accounts as of today, but it could change, you know, because things in the banking industry change, and credit card lenders, they change their processes and their special offers. But you know, just be mindful of that. But there's certain bank accounts where if you open up an account online and only online, they'll allow you to do so. And as a prerequisite of opening an account, you have to make a deposit online into their bank. And one of the options that they allow for you to make a deposit is using a credit card, hence converting your credit card into cash without charging you cash advances. Now, some credit cards may still report it as a cash advance, like Chase, for example, or Bank of America. It just depends. Again, read the report for the full details. I'm just giving you a quick review right now. But it depends on the card. It may charge you as a cash advance. However, and I've used it before, this particular bank account, if you set it up online, it will definitely convert your credit cards into cash within like a business day or two once the account is approved. And it's all done online. So check out that report for those specific bank accounts that I'm referring to. Another method of converting your credit cards into cash is to request balance transfer checks. That's what BT stands for, balance transfer checks. So you can contact your credit card and ask them if they have balance transfer checks, especially if you got a new card, like a business credit card, personal card with a 0% introductory period, or it just has a low lifetime balance transfer in comparison to your other cards. You call them up, you know, you look at the back of the card, there's a 1-800 number or something like that. You speak to the representative and you request balance transfer checks if they have them. Not all credit card companies have them, but some do. That's why it's important to know all 10 methods, because some different lenders, credit card lenders, have different tools, different offers. Some of them do have balance transfer checks, some of them do not. But just be mindful that a balance transfer check is not the same thing as a convenience check or a cash advance check. Those convenience checks and or cash advance checks tend to have higher interest rates and fees when you use them. So be mindful of that. So you want to clarify that with the representative that they are indeed balance transfer checks. And what you do with these balance transfer checks is you write the check to yourself or to your business if you own a business, which I highly recommend that you do. Even if you don't have any business that you have in mind, just to have it. Okay? Especially for this, for converting credit cards to cash. So you deposit that balance transfer check into your business account or your personal account. So again, make sure that you do your research, do your own due diligence. Okay? So don't hold me liable for anything that goes wrong when you're doing this. It's up to you to do your own research. Purchase the report that I have on the website. Read it thoroughly. Consult with your qualified professionals who are able to give you sound advice and, you know, take it from there. But you can use balance transfer checks. Another method of converting credit cards into cash is doing cash advances to a balance transfer. So let's say you got a new credit card, right? And they have a 0% introductory APR, or 0% on purchases, I should say. 0% on purchases. So what you can do is you can do cash advances from that. Well, it doesn't matter what it has, really. Just pull the cash off of it as a cash advance. So of course it'll be high fees. It'll be high interest rates. And then if you have another credit card with a low introductory or just overall low balance transfer rate, just transfer it to that card. That's what I was trying to say. So I'll repeat myself, or revise myself, should I say. If you get a card, pull the cash off of it through a cash advance, and then do a balance transfer to an existing card that has a low balance transfer rate. Okay. Another method, besides the cash advance to balance transfer, is you can use PayPal or SquareUp, websites like that, in regard to converting your credit cards into cash. What you can do is you can set up an account and you use your credit card to process a payment for whatever it is, whether it's a service or a good, from personal or business use. Just make sure you don't do a transaction greater than $1,000. In fact, I would keep it considerably lower than $1,000. And you shouldn't do too many transactions per month. Why? Because your account will be flagged. Trust me, I know. And I know how frustrating it is to have your account frozen when you really need to cash, like for closing on a rental property. So, if you do $1,000 over, they may freeze your account, and it will require you to do some type of business verification. And they ask you a lot of questions about the invoice, why are you making this charge, blah, 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 blah. So you just want to avoid it altogether from the jump. Okay, so be very careful in regard to the amount of the transaction and the frequencies of the transactions when you use these accounts. So that's why I rarely use them. But again, it's all about having other tools in your arsenal just in case. But I rarely use those websites like PayPal and SquareUp and things like that. One of my personal favorites, listed at the bottom, is opening up a merchant account. So if you do have a viable business, or just a business at all, it could be a dummy business, a shell corporation, but if you do have a business, go ahead and apply for a merchant account. Okay, so you can have something like a credit card terminal where you can start swiping credit cards. Okay, so you can swipe other people's credit cards, like clients and customers that you meet face to face, or you can just type in the number, you can key it in. I prefer swipe because normally they have fewer transaction fees, because normally they'll charge you per transaction for swiping it, like a percentage base, as well as a flat fee. So it might be, I'm just throwing some numbers out there, they might charge you 2.9% per the amount of the transaction, plus just say 30 cents per transaction. Or even that even that merchant account provider may even charge you a monthly service fee for having a merchant account with them. So again, it's always up to you to do your research, do your own due diligence on the merchant account. But the great thing about it is, if you do choose to swipe it to convert credit cards into cash, or to be deposited into your account within 1 business day, unlike PayPal and SquareUp, where it can take 3 to 7 business days. You know, which is great if you need cash now. And you can charge larger transactions. Way more than $1,000 limit. If you speak with the representative in the beginning. Because the representative, they'll ask you questions about your business, not necessarily PayPal and SquareUp. They'll ask you questions such as, what is the nature of your business? In my case, I might say I'm a property manager. I manage my own rental properties. Okay, so why would you need this credit card swiper? Well, maybe I'm telling the truth here. Well, the majority of my tenants, they pay rent. And some of them would like to pay via credit card. Sometimes they don't have the cash to pay their rent. They don't have a money order. They don't have a check, but they have a credit card. They're low on funds, so they'd rather pay their rent that way. And at times, some of them would like to pay months in advance. How many months in advance? Maybe 3 months in advance. Okay, so what's the average rent that you collect per tenant or per transaction? Maybe $1,000. Okay, and if they like to pay, just say 2 to 3 months in advance, so a common transaction can be $3,000. Is that correct? Yes, that's absolutely correct. And how many transactions like this do you intend to make a month, would you say? Well, majority of my tenants pay via cash. You know, either deposit the funds into my business checking account or they send a check in the mail. But I would say out of all my tenants, perhaps 10 or less. So maybe I might do about, let's say $10,000 per month. Oh, okay, sure, no problem. Do you have marketing materials? You know, proving that your business is a viable business? Well, not really. I just advertise on Craigslist, and I really don't market like that, but I do have leases. Will that work? Sure, that works. You get what I'm saying? So basically, you want to have some type of marketing materials. You want to tell them how much your customers or your clients normally charge, the frequency per month, basically how many transactions you plan to do per month and the amount of that transaction. And just let them know, hey, you know, what if I do exceed, you know, a fictitious figure, $10,000 per month? What is the process in regard to that? Oh, okay, the representative. Oh, okay, just give us a heads up and we'll go from there. Okay, great. That's it. But be mindful. You don't want to have, let's say, for example, a credit card, a merchant account, should I say, in the name of ABC Company. That's the name of your merchant account. It's a dummy company. And then you want to process your ABC Company credit card using an ABC merchant account. You don't want to do that. Why? Because it looks like you're doing what they call money laundering or some type of fraudulent activity. So you want to make sure, if you decide to do this, you have a separate business as the merchant account that's processing a credit card from a different company or a different person, different individual. For example, you have ABC Company credit card and it's being swiped through XYZ merchant account, credit card processor. Okay, and then when it comes to tax season, again, I'm not an accountant, so make sure you CYA, cover your assets, consult your accountant. But in tax time, it looks like a debit on one business and a credit at other business. Because when you use these merchant accounts to swipe credit cards or to key in the numbers to make a transaction, to pull the cash off of it, it's considered a purchase. So if you do have a credit card with a 0% introductory APR on purchases, you're paying 0% interest. And this is a sample of what it looks like. You see? It's the credit card processor. You put on your smartphone, it goes into the earphone jack, and you just swipe it. It's the easiest pie. But just make sure you be aware, okay, of doing this, and make sure you be smart. Alright, and if you guys are interested in business credit, which I highly recommend that you have business credit, whether for acquiring assets or for emergencies for your business, I'll put a link at the bottom of this website on how you can apply, but you can always go to 100% Finance for business credit. So pretty much those are 5 ways. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 ways to turn credit cards into cash. But on 100%finance.com, we have a report on how to turn credit cards into cash for the low price currently at $2.99. We have 10 methods of doing it, just 5. So you might say, well, none of these work for me, but we have 5 more. At least one will work. So you can avoid those high fees, like high cash advance fees and things like that. And the reasons why you might use it is for asset acquisition. You're purchasing a multifamily property. So you might have was a method where some people practice. Just a little side note. Some people say, okay, well, I'm gonna buy this multifamily property with partners. And you tell your partners, I just need a loan for 2 months. They inject the cash, which goes toward your down payment. You close on the multifamily property, and then soon after closing, you pay them all with the business credit card that you use, you know, cash. You converted into cash to pay them off. So that way you didn't use a credit card per se for down payment. You actually use partners and then you pay them off with the business credit card after the deal was closed. Again, that's just a side secret, but if you're interested in learning more about multifamily and how to use business credit for multifamily, check the website at 100percentfinance.com. So I hope this is useful for you. Again, this is 5 quick methods of turning credit cards to cash. We have another 5 if you purchase the low price report on turning credit cards into cash to avoid high fees, or just the low price of $2.99. So it's to your success, people. I wish you the best.